Him. It's only a month. Waifu. Burger King? Of all places! I don't know how to feel about this. How does it feel, society, to know that in 40 years from now, your president is going to be someone who grew up around meme culture? This will be our president's tweets. If not then, definitely probably in the next 5 years.
No successful book has ever been improved by making it into a movie. It is always worse, without exception.
Neo! Wake up from your comfy office job and active social life. You're a human battery, Neo. Come live in a cave with us and eat porridge slop, Neo!
Held up the grocery line because the card reader couldn't read my Apple Watch. Elderly man behind me.
Let's move this along, future boy.
Hey, you know what, old man? You have a valid point. It's so funny how Santa only gives presents to good kids, but the Easter Bunny is like,
I don't give a schmeat what you did. I just need to offload these freaking eggs.
that is the Easter Bunny's business strategy. See, he does a big run selling them in stores and groceries in the months leading up to Easter. Then on the day of, to try and get some profit back and a tax deduction of sorts, he just dumps his product into other people's backyards and houses. That way he can state it as theft and get a good insurance claim as well. That's right, kids. Forget following Andrew Tate for your scammy business strategies. Follow the Easter Bunny instead. Sometimes I think being a girl is so unfair, and then other times I have 27 consecutive orgasms. That does sound great, but then on the other hand, periods. As tempting as it is to experience consecutive little deaths like that, I think I'm good having someone just smack a baseball bat into my crotch once a month. I've been thinking a lot about IRL podcasts. Bring a few friends together. No mics, nothing is recorded. Have a free-form discussion and can even have food and drinks. Has anyone tried this?
Wow, Tech Bro just discovered hanging out.
This is 90% of tech bro stuff these days. You can't even call it innovation. It's just find something that people already do or is already being done. Find a different way to do it, then spend millions trying to persuade everyone that this is revolutionary and it's gonna change everything. Being a human rules. I can look up at a beautiful starry night sky and know just enough about what I'm seeing to experience panic. Oh, the knowledge of the world at your fingertips, and all you get is anxiety.
Dear the future, we do not ask for Wi-Fi in our appliances. We do not need it. It does not improve our lives. We do not want to have to connect to apps and passwords before we can just turn on our goddamned new ovens. We want buttons and knobs and things that work.
Please oblige. Yeah, it's all just about collecting as much data as possible from you.
Use the Wi-Fi smart home app so we can track how you use our product and how to better advertise to you.
What's that? Your personal data that we might also collect unintentionally? Well, we'll just sell that off to other companies for profit. After all, it's not technically illegal if we don't get caught. You know what? Sure, Peggle, make phone calls. Who gives a schmidt anymore? I mean, this is a great example. Just why? When? How? What purpose? I wish there was some ability to report apps that do this. Like, there is no part of the game here that requires you to use your phone. Well, I mean, like, obviously the phone itself, but like to make calls is what I mean. You know what I meant. Shut up. I ordered pizza. My husband hitting on me. And it's working! Ooh. The Weather Bureau warns of a cat meteor shower occurring today, providing photos of last year's similar incident. How do they make uncomfortable places look so comfortable?
I hate boob pics. Don't send me any.
Notes suggesting context to be shown with the post. Context. The poster, in fact, does not hate boobs and would like you to send pictures of them. It's a trap. Source? It's just the Wikipedia article for mail. Is this note helpful? Technically no, because it is so obvious everyone would know this. A study of Arkansas's new school voucher program showed that 95% of the applicants were already in a private school. Their parents now receive a coupon for tuition. That is so generous of these people to volunteer to fund the next bunch of new school vouchers that will be available for people who actually deserve it. Good on them. That is so nice of them to volunteer like that. A guy just pulled a knife on me at a 7-Eleven while I was eating a cookie, and he said,
You got a problem?
and I said, no, I'm eating a cookie, and he just told me to go back to my car, and I feel like I just rolled a natural 20. I just ran into Liz Uzi. Why does it look like he met you? Because he's just that appreciative of his fans. I have felt uncomfortable before, but we were just passed by a slow-moving hearse and funeral cars. My son is dressed as the Grim Reaper.
He freaking waved!
My boyfriend took me to get undies and he wanted to embarrass me, so he said real loud,
I can't wait to rip these off with my teeth.
and I replied with, seriously, you need to stop, you're my brother. I won. Microwaves should have a get butter to room temperature without melting button. Or, you could heat it for a little bit and then take it out to sit outside of the microwave. I mean, just because you took it out of the microwave doesn't mean it's no longer heating up or being heated. Do you understand science? My kid said being a grown-up must be awesome because you can eat junk food and no one makes you get up in the morning and you don't have to take showers if you don't want to, and I didn't want to ruin it for them by explaining that they're describing depression. The popcorn/vomit bowl is also the Halloween candy bowl. I don't make the rules. That is so nice to know. Thank you for informing us. We will make sure to avoid your house. Next time, though, I mean, definitely too late now. What movie would be made the funniest by having Samuel L. Jackson show up at the end to recruit the main character to the Avengers Initiative? I'll go first. Psycho. Okay, no, this is actually a fun game we should play in the comments here. I want to see everyone's opinions and attempts at this. For me, I'd say Donnie Darko. Hey, you white teenage boy who fantasizes about a bunny rabbit. We need you. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen challenges Teamsters leader Sean O'Brien to a physical fight, standing up midway through a Senate Help Committee hearing. Chair Bernie Sanders repeatedly attempts to break them up. You're a United States Senator, for God's sake. Looks like someone took a little too much extra dosage of their gender-affirming care this morning. The joke there being that anyone who takes testosterone boosters are practicing gender-affirming care. I don't care if it's for your gains, brah. You're trying to look more masculine and male. And that's okay, man. You do with your body what makes you happy, you know? Legit call from the school. Principal, I just wanted to touch base with you. Your daughter was baiting seagulls into the playground with gummy worms and actually caught one, like in her arms. It did bite her, not hard, but I needed to inform you that we filed an incident report. I don't know what it says about your daughter with that, but somehow, somewhere, your daughter is going places. I joined Costco today to buy one item. Just
one item.
I didn't even make it past the first display on the other side of the welcome door. Toothpaste, the kind I like. $25 for 5 packs. Again, I only came for one item. I left with $500 worth of items. Oh, and they sell gas. The line was so long it looked like what I see when I'm covering a hurricane and the storm is about to make landfall and people are scrambling to get the last bit of fuel. Like, is Costco giving it away for free? The shopping cart was so big I could have slept in it. I pulled into the parking lot and thought there was a concert I wasn't aware of. I needed to get in and out. I was in there for an hour and 20 minutes. This is not normal behavior. I get this might just be a plant by Costco to encourage people to memify the idea of how just amazing and extravagant Costco is with products and how you'll just want to buy anything you see. But that honestly sounds like a hellscape for anyone trying to have any sense of control and discipline. Hey, have a habit and tendency to dawdle and take up more time doing things than you need to? Well, why not come to this place where you will definitely do that? Gmail is reportedly working on emoji reactions for emails. Imagine you send in your resume and get a back. This might be extremely white of me, but I'm kind of all for that. The ability to just thumbs up a response to an email just to say, yep, got what you said, cool. Oh, the time you'd save.
My artwork shows that when President Trump and Taylor Swift join forces, the young folks will come together to make sure we forever remain an American first country. Hashtag Swifters for Trump, eh? Hey kids. Hey, you fellow kitty roos. Look, I'm even implying that they're a married couple. Because, I think us older men should have access to those sort of women. Yeah.
God damn, bro. How can you go out of your way to make Taylor Swift look as young and youthful and beautiful as possible, and then you do that to Trump? It is a shame, because that's genuinely, I mean, aside from the faces, good artwork, at least from the mind of someone who has extremely little understanding of art and technique. Point is, I'm trying to say you have wasted potential. I hope you're not proud of that, honestly. You need to be shamed. Learn to be better. Every single person who doesn't support a universal healthcare system thinks that some people who get sick and can't pay deserve to die. That's just how it is. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. But where is the lie? You know, paying $8 for a blue check is a way cheaper way of letting the world know that you're a simp. Wow, it's amazing how just by adding an object that doesn't look like it fits right, it suddenly turns from advanced electric vehicle to Mad Max dump truck. A new idea for economy seating on aircraft could prove controversial. I think I'd rather be put in the luggage hold than have to sit on a plane like this. There is no way this is an actual thing. This literally is taking up more space. I mean, look at all that space behind the people facing the others. That could be a space for people's feet, but no, instead you have to play footsie with some strangers. Best of luck not being opposite someone who's into touching feet. Ladies, if you go to a man's house and the only games he has are Quad and 2K, don't sleep with him. You deserve someone who plays open world RPGs, because those guys know all about exploring every corner of a cave to find that precious loot. They're also less likely to say GG afterwards. Thinking about opening a bakery where everything is specifically made without love.
It's got Dunkin' Donuts, and I love it. Finally, food that's tasty and relatable.
Las Vegas Sphere reports $98.4 million loss. CFO quits. God damn. Look, points for being innovative. I'm surprised they lost so much money though. How did they lose some? Oh, I see. You'll take on anyone to advertise, won't you? Why are vampires always wealthy in movies? Like, how do they make a living, Lamau? If you've been alive since 1892 and still broke, just step into the sun. To be fair, there is a difference between being a vampire and being a time traveler. Also, I feel you can only excel at a career for so long before you have to quit because people are getting a bit too suspicious. Unless you spend a lot of your income developing just gradual prosthetics that you just attach on every couple of decades.
See? I'm old. Don't touch my skin.
Disney characters' names explained. Simba means lion in Swahili. Nemo means no one in Latin. That guy means friend in Swahili. And Woody means ekp in English. Someone asked to share my table at a coffee shop and then asked me to leave the table because they had a meeting? Am I in an episode of Seinfeld? That is gotta be an ultimate power move. Take note of that, people. Next time you're in public and someone asks to share your space, just hiss at them. Hiss and screech at them until they go away. I just ordered a vodka Baja Blast at a Taco Bell that serves alcohol, and look at the freaking cup they gave it to me in. Okay, at what point does it no longer be a cup? It's just a tube. That looks like something you put as a decoration in the house, not something you drink from. I swear companies will do anything to fool you into thinking you're getting a tall, decent amount of drink. So what if it's only like 3 centimeters in diameter? It's really long, so that makes it a big drink. How old were you when you learned the bottom drawer of the stove is for keeping food warm? There's a bottom drawer? No, hang on. No, I gotta check this.
2,000 years later.
Okay, I'm back. Lies! That never existed. You are Nelson Mandela affecting me right now. I bake my potatoes in there. It takes 6.5 days. What? Why not use the oven? FDA issues warning about black licorice for Halloween. They said in an official statement, totally legit, don't question it.
It tastes like
When you're texting a dude and he seems into the convo, initiating, asking questions, but takes like 25 minutes to respond to you each time, and you're like, what the fuck does this mean? What are these games? They're video games. He's texting you in between rounds of video games. That right there is top-tier multitasking skill. Well, that didn't take long. Trump violates gag order, lashes out at New York Attorney General Letitia James, and posts link to her home address. Wow, dude just straight up doxed her. Shame you don't work with YouTube, buddy. You could have gotten away with that.
Oh, hell no.
GTA 6 to cost between $1 to $2 billion, making it the most expensive game of all time. Waited 10 years for a game I'll never be able to afford. Gutted is an understatement. Don't worry, it's not the game you won't be able to afford, it's the microtransactions you're going to be pressured into buying.
Do they what? Question number 15. Does your character milk themselves while they run? Yes, no, don't know, probably, probably not. Probably yes. Is it a yes? Is it a yes?
My favorite Halloween merch is skeletons of things that have no bones. Wow! Screw science, eh? To be fair, that does actually make it more frightening. Like, they're just not even of this world. They're basically eldritch beings. Me. How many chicken nuggets do you want tonight? 7-year-old. 100! Me. As a guide, you usually have 4 to 6. 7-year-old thinking.
30.
Look, that's 70% off. It's progress. Jon Stewart's show will no longer be shooting its upcoming 3rd season after disagreements with Apple about his planned episodes on China and AI. Apple approached Jon and said that his views needed to align with the company to move forward, so he quit. Wow, let that be just some grade A slap in the face evidence that companies are not at all caring about your own, I guess, security and privacy and safety, as long as they can get the money. How fun.
Guess you all better come over to Samsung then, where you...
Yeah, you're not safer. So this happened at an old job. I told the bosses they couldn't deactivate the accounts of laid off people, but they did. We lost almost every single document we had that organized our content, training, and editorial plans. Learning this, the bosses said,
Well, how do you get it back?
us. You don't! We told you! When your bosses act like that towards things that as an employee is common sense for you, that's evidence you need to leave. The fact your superiors understand less than you, either you slap that in the face being like, this is evidence you need to pay me much more to basically babysit you, or you start quiet quitting and second job hunting.
I have a thing to say. Movie trailers shouldn't be allowed to show scenes that aren't in the actual movie.
You know what, that is an interesting point, because in a way it is false advertising. Though I guess it depends on how intentional the false advertising was. There's a difference between advertising falsely and deciding to cut that scene afterwards because you ended up not being able to edit that scene properly in time for the release. I immediately think of Avengers Infinity War, where the trailers showed scenes of characters that clearly didn't end up being in the whole movie at all, like the Hulk. But also, in that defense, that was kind of intentional for the case of just trying to keep everyone on their toes, to not make it too obvious what was going to happen in the movie. After all, the trailer's merely meant to be an advertisement to entice you. It's not meant to structure it out for you being like, this is the start, this is the main character, this is how it ends. I am absolutely no cinema snob at all though, so if you are more educated in this thing, feel free to just smother my face with corrections in the comments. I can take it. I'm a good little boy. I love the difference between dog and cat rescue stories. Dog owners will be like, oh, I prepped for months and applied and had a home check, then did a foster to adopt trial period, and then the rescue chose me. And cat owners are like, I found him in the trash. Trash baby, so cute and ugly. Quoting Adam Kinzinger, the consequences of Donald Trump's victory are so dire that I think you have to hold your nose and vote for somebody maybe you don't like. We can survive 4 more years of Joe Biden. I'm not sure we can survive 4 years of Donald Trump. But guys, he was gonna build a wall to stop all the immigrants and drugs. You know, those 2 things that statistically travel far more by sky than by land. Yeah, he was going to attack on Titan that Schmidt in the bud. We just bought our first house at the age of 17 and 16. So proud of how hard we worked these last few years to get it all off. No, it's fine, guys. Their parents only paid for like 60% of the mortgage. They still put at least $10,000 towards the $200,000 mortgage. Let's check out a more realistic 17-year-old rite of passage.
One time when I was 17, my card got declined on a McFlurry.
Yeah, that's a real life. I get the point of the phrase, hurt people, but I just hear a command twice. Son, understand that hurt people.
Yes, Father, I shall beat them up twice.
Oh, no, wait.
People who claim to follow the teachings of Jesus are fuming that there might not be razor wire at the border to slice up children.
Alright, Mr. High and Mighty, well, how else are they supposed to make their blood sacrifices? You already took away the lava pit and the Hunger Games style fun. I mean, God, Ron, how else are the Christians meant to feel superior?
If there's a movie about Elon, I want him to be played by Kathy Bates.
And I want the trailer to be spammed on Twitter. Doesn't even need to be a movie itself, just make a trailer of it, a spoof trailer. Crockett, to be clear, whatever happens to your little leader, it is going to be because of the actions he took. So, you can talk all you want about how January 6th was nonsense, but all of you are running at that time. You all were grabbing gas masks. Miss Crockett, that is completely fake news. It was well documented that my constituents and I were merely bored by the smell of the Democrats. They were so stinky, we needed gas masks. That was the reason. We weren't afraid of all those people rioting. Because it wasn't a riot. No, it was a peaceful demonstration.
Yeah, Democrats stinking.
I uploaded. Go watch or I'll
Dropkick you.
Upload on this platform too.
Let me just quickly log into my actual account. Yeah. Wow, look at all that support you're getting for this idea. Hi, Elon. My videos cost millions to make, and even if they got 1 billion views on X, it wouldn't fund a fraction of it. I'm came down, though, to test stuff once monetization is really cranking. Ooh, he told Elon, "You can't afford me, little bro." But it turns out he could, sort of. Just had to overinflate the numbers by spamming it on everyone's feed, thereby likely costing him more money to not actually prove it's more effective, but to create the facade that it is. I have an idea for the border crisis.
Yay!
Make the border smaller and therefore easier to secure. I know what you're thinking. How do we make it smaller? Easy. Just move it to Panama. Now it's tiny. And we have more beaches. And cocaine. Why has no one thought of this? Now, if anyone is actually taking this seriously, calm down. We can all acknowledge the fact this is basically, let's just claim Mexican territory. Yeah, us white people, let's take over another country. It's fine. It's not like we have a bad history of doing that habitually. It's fine. No, we're doing a good thing. We're solving an issue that's only actually affecting our country by taking over others. Come on, Mexico, join the party. Let us have to deal with all your cartel stuff. That's so enticing for the American government. Grandma Bobo embarrassing herself again.
You've got to appreciate the irony of climate protesters trudging through a foot of snow and negative 30-degree wind chills to yell about how the planet is warming. They just don't see it, do they?
There is irony in this post so dense I would need to sharpen a knife for a solid few hours to actually cut through it. Like, yes, Grandma Bobo, only you understand climate change. So good, let's get you your pills. November 7th, 2023. There are Jews living under my apartment. I hear them. It's like they are digging or something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement. December 11th, 2023. I swear I keep hearing Yiddish under the floor in my New York apartment. I live at the ground level and we have no basement. I don't think there's ever been a stronger experience of vindication than this person's life. Like, if it wasn't for the news stories, this would sound like complete schizophrenia. But alas, the man can post,
The fact that the defendant...
am not crazy!
Some of you owe me an apology.
Okay, now repeat after me. She looks pretty.
She looks pretty.
Awesome. Let's try another one. Her outfit is cute. Yeah. Come on. Just a simple compliment.
She caused a motherquake measuring 9.9 on the scale with this look.
No, God. I see a lot of people melting down this morning after Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong changed the American Idiot lyrics to "I'm not a part of the MAGA agenda" during their New Year's Eve Rocking Eve show. In my opinion, Green Day was right about the Bush administration in 2004 when the song was released, and they are right again 20 years later. People have the right to express their political opinions through art. That's what this is. If you don't like it, don't listen to their music. That is amazing that people are reacting in such a way.
This brand, famous for criticizing political fanaticism, is criticizing my political fanaticism.
Nothing says ban assault rifles like 5 school officers, 8 federal DEA officers, 13 U.S. Marshals, 16 sheriff's deputies, 25 Uvalde officers, 69 officers of nearby law enforcement, 91 state police officers, plus 149 U.S. Border Patrol agents being scared of one shooter with an AR-15. You have got to be kidding me. That was the number of officers on call there at the time? And honestly, it makes me begin to wonder if maybe that's why it was so chaotic, because there were too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. Just more and more superiors getting involved to have more people have to deliberate with each other about the situation and decide what to go through from there. Wow. That's practically an entire grade of students as police officers. Wow. Let's do a deal. Donald Trump gets to ignore the 14th Amendment and run for president again in 2024. But Barack Obama gets to ignore the 22nd Amendment and also run for president again in 2024. Republicans cool with that? Ooh, it's like a reality show doing a best of superstars special. Well, we now know how to win the coming civil war. Nazis confused by turnstiles is comedy gold. Has anyone scored this yet?
Right, just gonna walk through it. No, wait until I tap it, and you can walk.
I'm walking
wait
now.
until I tap it.
All right, well,
no, I haven't tapped it yet. No, my hand's down. God damn it, Steve!
The global warming cult sure is quiet right now because it's cold.
Jesus Christ. Only a complete moron would believe global warming doesn't exist because it got cold outside. Can we just stop using the term global warming in general? That is what is throwing out all these people to be so stupid and moronic about it. It is climate changing. I mean, yes, globally it will be warming as a result of the climate change, but there's a reason the subreddit Explain It Like I'm 5 is so popular, you know? we really got to dumb it down for some people. Off-brand margarine Taylor Greene is showing pornographic images of Hunter Biden again. It is unclear why she has an unhealthy obsession with Hunter Biden's pee-pee, but here we are. Look, cut the Neanderthal some slack. Clearly her brain hasn't developed since she was 10.
As we can see here, it's obviously an impressive girth of an impressively small girth, is what I meant to say.
Okay, just...
Yeah, I mean,
Focus, Marge.
looking at this, I just want to kiss him. I want to hit him.
Margarine, please. Let's talk about the political majority of the future. More Gen Z Americans identify as LGBTQ than as Republican.
But what about our masculinity and our femininity? Those sort of traits are never one to exist among the LGBTQ people, no. I know this because I'm strictly conservative.
In case you missed it, the Fifth Circuit in Texas has ruled that hospitals in the state are not in fact obligated to perform life-saving abortions under the Federal Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. So, a woman dying from sepsis gets to what? Die. Pro-life, am I right? Surely there is a growing number of people who are pro-life, kind of looking at these sort of laws and acts being put in place and thinking, hang on, something's not right here. Donald Trump is confirmed to be on the Epstein flight logs. That's impossible. Surely that's just a drag queen who's named Donald Trump, obviously. I bet they went over there to read story time. Breaking! New study says 50 years of tax cuts for the rich failed to trickle down. Wow, who would have seen that coming, that the people hoarding money would want to continue hoarding money?
When only 14% of your citizens go to church on a regular basis, 73 out of 100 marriages end in divorce, you've got 500,000 abandoned children, you're the European leader of children raised by single parents and abortions per capita, but you still manage to convince the leaders of the West and alt-right that you're the true bastion of conservative values because of the anti-LGBT laws and high levels of domestic violence. Highest HIV rate in Europe, lol.
Wait, Russia? American Western conservatives are praising Russia? Wait, hang on, what about the communism and all that stuff that they're just crazy against and afraid of? You know, all the socialism and stuff too? Despite the fact that many public services like roads and stuff are funded by that very act of governance? Man, if the paranoid people in the 1950s to 60s could see America now. Believing a single person is the only person capable of saving you and those around you is the very definition of a cult. If you firmly believe Trump and literally no one else is capable of saving this country, then you are in a cult. You are insane. Stop being insane. That's true. Release yourself. Stop clinging to that one man who's clearly irresponsible and cling to me instead. Worship me at the EmKay store. Free shipping if you use discount code SNACK. Do it right now. You can buy that. Hey, Granny Bobo, please take your squat breaks behind somebody else's, Nissan. I don't like this photo purely because it makes her more human, and I just don't like that, you know? I don't like comprehending the fact that this is equally a person with their own faults and flaws and ideals that might not always actually be purely against mine, and it just adds complexity and layers to her as a person, which would make me kind of an a-hole to just assume she's just one flat stale bread, and I don't like that, because that makes me a bad person, and therefore she's an a-hole for making me look like a bad person. How dare you, Bobo! Donald Trump told grieving parents to get over it in his speech tonight. That mother flipper can't get over the fact he lost an election 3 freaking years ago. We can't allow that sociopath near the White House ever again. My guess is this is in relation to the Uvalde shooting massacre and the reports they've done on it. But even without that context, it still is frightening that a person in political power would say this about grieving families. It shows a real lack of compassion, and I think you'd want that with someone in a lot of power. I don't know about you Americans, but I prefer someone who's hesitant to launch the nukes. From a House Republican, Jeffrey Epstein flight logs not released because colleagues would be compromised. So let's get this straight, everyone. You mean to tell me there's active pedophiles in power right now? People are unknowingly voting in pedophiles, and we're not allowed to know? Damn, Republicans, I guess there's apparently more drag queens who are conservative than you realize.
Favorite film scene featuring a horse? Please think.
I reckon we might be running out of quote tweet prompts. Humans doing the hard jobs on minimum wage while the robots write poetry and paint is not the future I wanted. LSU Library. Oh, that university must be struggling with their funds. Oh, look at the football locker room. Oh, wow, that's equally decrepit, isn't it? Hey, nice man bun. It freaking sucks, you hipster a-hole. He turns around and reveals he is a samurai from the Tokugawa Shogunate. Yeah.
Oh, frick!
There's nothing wrong with liking Eve 6 music. We certainly appreciate it when people do, but we shouldn't be your favorite band. If we're your favorite band, something is wrong. To be honest, if we're in your top 30, I'm a little worried about you.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. Closing Time was a banger.
Means a lot, thank you. It's so weird to see an old band like push away their nostalgic fan base.
Okay, guys, you need to move on. Go listen to Harry Styles or something.
I have seen no more convincing arguments in favor of no-fault divorce than the comments of men who are angry that their wives are allowed to divorce them. The sad thing is, you just know that these men, they don't know how else to say, I am scared of being alone. I am scared to lose my partner. I fear I am inadequate and not enough. But hey, God forbid being open and honest about your insecurities to your partner, because doing so will make you actually have to work on them. Ew! I was just fired from a $400,000 a year job for standing up for women and white people. Oh, thanks, man, but I've already got 2 legs. I'm good. I don't need you to do that. My full story will be coming out soon. And what will that story be? Well, it seems it will omit this. Bro.
I will whoop the schnitzel out of a man wearing a dress and not feel bad.
Oh, you just know he's going to blame trans people for this. You know, his own actions. Just a reminder that Japan has mentally ill people, video games, porn, only 1.5% of the population being, whatever that is, trans people, violent movies, a population of 125.7 million, 2 people killed by guns all of last year, 0 mass shootings. So I'm sorry, but yes, it's the guns. The guns are what caused the mass shootings. Little bit about me. I once saw Brad Pitt at a bar back in the late 90s. He was smoking, so I walked up and asked for a light. He handed me his lighter, but I didn't have a cigarette, so I just flicked on the lighter and said, "Oh, cool, it works," and gave it back and walked away. That is certainly a way to leave an impression. Not a good one, but an impression nonetheless. I know it's smart marketing for email subjects to be personal things like, "We need to talk," but I am so tired of seeing emails from a name I don't recognize in my inbox, so I open it up and it's the new CEO of a leggings company letting me know her plans for our future together. If you want, I can send a pitch for my brand of leggings, you know, so you can have a familiar face. I appreciate that. Very thoughtful. Unfortunately, they are not broke, so it's a very niche market. After Elon offers a 1 million Dogecoin bounty to anyone able to prove his family had an emerald mine fortune, his dad comes out and says, can I get in on that? Because I totally have proof of it. What the hell? What is that stupid? There's the tweet. There's the article. What, a day later? Elon Musk's dad disputes his son's claim that their money didn't come from an emerald mine. Apparently, all the kids know about it. My daughter has 3 or 4 emerald pendants, adding, Elon saw them, the emeralds, at our house. He knew I was selling them. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was heralded as like the genius of our time, wasn't he? At some point? How? What happened? Oh dear God, what the hell is this? Not the director of Moon tweeting out Hinata Dakimakuras on Maine. Mate, I get you're a creative artist of sorts, but this is not the way you should go. It's a lovely thought, but the truth is, an uncomfortably large fraction of the world is more than happy with the most artificial of foods, entertainment, and relationships. Someone just wants to update his Wikipedia page. Duncan Jones, not the director of Moon, the man who shared his body pillow on the internet.
So there's literal green sludge bubbling up from the ground next to the World Trade Center right now. Cowabunga, dude. Oh, dude, it's those guys from Fortnite. They made it to New York City. Do y'all blow on food when it's hot, or do you so you can chew it? I mean, I blow on it, but underestimate how hot it is, and anyway, dude, especially if it's a hot pocket, the first 2 bites are, and then the middle is just a blizzard, and then it's right back to molten lava, as is the way. My wife put parental controls on Netflix because I watched one of our shows without her. Dude, it's Love is Blind. You can't just watch that on your own. It's got to be a couple's activity so you can point and laugh. How dare you? How dare you, man? Why don't you fuck off? Marjorie Taylor Greene loses it when asked about Jewish space lasers by British journalist Emily Maitlis. Oh boy. boy. I mean, it's probably a good question to ask, right? Like, hey, what was that all about? And the answer is, why don't you f off? Well, I mean, it's just a question. A very good one at that. Montclair teen's quick thinking saves her and niece from home invasion suspect. Mom, I'm gonna call 911. He's inside, Mom. He's gonna hear me, Kay. You call, come home or something, Mom? Mom? Then Mom says, I'm baby. Her mom really hit her with Kay. Well, yeah, because she's baby. What is she supposed to do? Evolution of the Coke bottle since 1899. Which bottle did it best? The one with Coke in it. Well, I mean, yeah, it was a cure-all. And if you have an illness, it'll just perk you right up. Breaking. Entire world laughs at Trump at Oscars. Entire world laughs at Trump at Oscars. I mean, it's you know, topical, good to make fun of. Look at his grumpy face. Look at his weird little, like, eyes that are wider than the rest of his body. It's good stuff. No piece of art has ever emotionally affected me the way this robot arm piece has. It's programmed to try to contain the hydraulic fluid that's constantly leaking out and required to keep itself running. So I actually really like this art piece. It's called Can't Help Myself, and the original intention, as I understand it, was about border control. Seth Rogen saying he doesn't want kids because he'd rather sit around smoking weed all day and not tend to the needs of a child is exactly the kind of self-awareness people need. He shouldn't be a parent, so he's making sure he doesn't become a parent. That is super crucial self-awareness. If it's a responsibility, especially a big responsibility like parenthood, if you don't think you can do that, even a little bit, don't do it. Ben Shapiro on Medicare and Social Security. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. I think it's funny that Ben Shapiro, of all people, is making this statement, the retirement thing. Like, my man, you're working one of the easiest jobs in the world. But I mean, hey, if they're for keeping people working well into when they should be retiring, guess who's doing that right now? Old head of state Joe Biden. Shouldn't have a problem with that, right? Like, that's fine, right? Like, if you want to cut Social Security, raise the retirement age, and raise the cost of Medicare for our seniors, what the f are we like? At that point, your campaign should be like, we should turn our elderly into oil for our cars. Like, it feels like that's where it's heading, man.
There's no time to explain. Get in the pee.
Bro, imagine braking real hard and just rolling off into traffic. Oh, dude. Now, if you have a whole bunch of peas together on a racetrack, is that pod racing? Because they're all peas in a pod. This was literally 10 minutes before the first plane hit the North Tower on 9/11. There's someone out there who witnessed 9/11 through the eye holes of a Mr. Peanut costume. And that should have been the glue that held our nation together. Missing pig named Kevin Bacon reunited with owners after help from Kevin Bacon. He made 6 calls and found him. Ah, the shit poster to community manager pipeline. A tale as old as time. Does anyone know why airlines don't put ads on the overhead containers?
Let's kill him.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna argue with this. Don't put more ads in my face, please. One of the few places I don't see that many. Filling out my men's March Madness bracket when the only college basketball player I can name is Caitlin Clark. Just put that name over as many times as you need. It's just a clone list. That's fine. People say they hate school, but if money was no issue, I'd be out here collecting degrees like Pokemon. Max level on every job like I'm in Final Fantasy or RuneScape. Hit 99 fishing, dude. The owner of Alvin and the Chipmunks is looking to sell them for $300 million. If I got the rights, I would do a final movie, Water Chip Down, where the chipmunks all brutally die at war and then make it legally binding that there can never be another Chipmunks movie again because the chipmunks are dead now. And that's just the casualty of war. It'd be a real gripping movie. I'd pay to watch it. Hi, most annoying person you ever encountered here. I noticed this post you wrote in 3 seconds doesn't line up with every experience I've ever had. This is extremely harmful to me, the main character of the universe. So could you please explode and die? Thanks. Brotherly love. Someone seems to have put my number on a sign on the side of the road that says free gravel. And I think that it was an honest mistake, but if not, it is a very good prank. You're welcome. Ah, you little rascal, you. Joker. If you kill me, you can save all these people. Batman. No. If I kill you, that means I'm no different from you. Joker. Have you ever heard of the trolley problem? Batman. Enough with your games, Joker. No, look. I prepared this diagram to assist you with this. See, look, there's you, the Batman, and there's a train. It takes 2 paths. Currently, it's hurtling towards a bunch of innocent families, but if you pull a lever, Batman, you could just kill one objectively bad guy that murders people for fun. I wouldn't pull the lever. Because then I'd be just as bad as you. That That kid's grown 6 inches in 2 years and still isn't tall enough to be seen over the hood of these ridiculous death machines prowling over our neighborhood streets. That's crazy. It doesn't even look like she's grown any height. Is this a lifted truck? I don't know. I'm not a car guy, so I don't know what counts as lifted and what's not, but these are, dude, that is just a car that you're gonna just hit any pedestrian with. Sometimes when I eat a giant salad, I like to pretend I'm in an alternate universe where bunnies became the dominant species on Earth, and so I'm just a big bunny professor in my big bunny apartment, eating my big bunny food, and I eat it like a big bunny would. How it feels to be a K-pop stan who never had a phase of reading idol fanfics? Yeah, you'll never know true literature. Menstrual syncing, Jeno explained. Our girlfriends were all on their periods at the same time. Jesus Christ, J-Man whispered. These bitches got Bluetooth now. The future is crazy. The era of damn that's crazy, yapping and who asked actually killed off so many people's ability to start and hold a conversation about their interests in a healthy manner, but y'all aren't ready for that conversation yet. And honestly, I would agree. I think especially yapping and who asked. I think damn that's crazy's been around for a minute and people could still converse with that, but yapping, I feel like I yap a lot in these videos. I'll talk about something I think is cool and then I'll see like, so I can just imagine a comment that's like, here he goes, yapping again, dude. Yeah, yap longer, bro. I could see it. Martin Scorsese, after 80 years on this planet, examining the negative parts of human nature, I realized the only way to pull ourselves out of the abyss is by practicing love and compassion, but I'm afraid it's too late for me. Interviewer, what did you think of Ant-Man 3? Pretty cool. Recent studies have revealed that 72% of women have faked their orgasms. Why do they do this? Because there's no such thing as the female orgasm. I feel bad for you, man. And there's a reply that we can't see because it's now suspended. They were censored. But we get the reply. I f***ed dozens upon dozens of women. I need more than 2 hands to count them even. And not a single one was able to come. I'm sorry for them. It's biologically impossible for women to achieve orgasm. I don't know why y'all just be lying on this app for no reason. Trying to tell me that. Whatever. Yeah, whatever, dude. The SpongeBob episodes where the driving school acts like a normal school are so funny when you remember that these are a bunch of grown-ass men. I mean, they are. Yeah, they have their own home. They have their own homes. They're living alone. They're paying rent. And they're going to school. But I mean, you know, it's normal. Adults go to college, but not SpongeBob. He shouldn't. What's he gonna get a degree in? Patty flipping? He already knows that he's already the best. He's already the best there is. Yes, all the news is depressing, but at least it also gets dark at 4:30 now. So, you know, I could take my depression nap at an earlier time. You know, 40 is a weird age because you either look like a college graduate or a retired bowler, and there's no in between. Look at these two right here. Can you guess which is which? Dude, driving's boring as hell. I need so much stimulation. We got we got everything here. And I even look, I took out the horn. There's no more horn there. There's no more airbag. It's just a bubble popper. And I still need more. Better replace the windshield with one big ASMR sand cutting video. I thought I was being clever, putting the litter box on wheels so I could slide it out from under the stairs. But I've inadvertently created a Mad Max-esque vehicle which my cat uses to roll around the house, dragging himself with his front paws the entire time shitting. What have I done? I mean, you've basically given him the equivalent of a diaper, just a lot more crazy and on wheels. My 13-year-old son came home complaining that the black kids in his class get a whole month dedicated to them, even use some quasi-slurs. Don't get mad. Sat his ass down and made him watch Roots from start to finish. I will not raise a bigot in the 21st century. My question is, did you show him the 2016 remake or the 1977 original miniseries based on the book? Which one did you show him? That's what I want to know. Instead of till death do us part, how about for as long as this feels healthy, safe, and meaningful for both of us? No. Die for me. Feels more intense. I like it. Interviewer, your resume states you have 20 years of sales experience, but you're only 28? Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I went to public school in the 90s, and each year I sold thousands worth of cookie dough and Christmas junk to strangers so my teachers could have scissors. So I would say I'm more than qualified. Mr. Harada, can you please add this stage to Tekken 8, please? The Waffle House? Okay, I will only ask once about this request. Why do some communities send me requests for Waffle House? Please be sure to explain the basis of the request, including the original story, history, and background. I look forward to an explanation from someone who knows more. Well, look, you're gonna be in for quite a tale. We got some clips to show you. Actual resident of the South SU East here. What the f did I just say? I just listened to it back. I'm not even cutting that out. Waffle House is a chain restaurant that is ubiquitous in the Southeast. They are a 24-hour-a-day diner that specializes in breakfast because they are always open. They tend to be the last spot people go when they're out and about at night or drinking. Any Waffle House or Waho are going to be relatively full of drunk people from various walks of life between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. at least, although sometimes all day. The staff is usually ex-convicts and single mothers. They do not take shit from customers as a rule. The problem is that drunk people generally end up starting some sort of problems at one time or another. As a result, there are millions of stories about fights at Waho, usually involving the master grill operator, line cook, or a waitress who ends the fight and goes back to work. There are tons of videos on whatever today's version of World Star is of people fighting in Waho and with their employees. But for real, if you've never had scattered, covered, smothered hash browns at 2 a.m. after a night of drinking, you really haven't lived. Waffle House isn't a place you go. It's a place you end up at. It's a state of mind, a way of living even. It's not about the journey, but the destination. And the destination is Waffle House. I'll never forget when my sister got broken up with and asked my dad for a dog, and he said, "If we have to buy you a dog every time you get dumped, this house is gonna look like a goddamn Sarah McLachlan commercial. And I don't want to play in the arms of an angel all the time." Today I'm remembering middle school when I went to a friend's house and saw a portrait of a dude on the wall and was like, "Hey, is that your grandpa?" And she was like, "That's Jesus." "Oh, is that his name? That's cool." When Neuralink allows dolphins to speak, we are not gonna like what they have to say. Just gonna let you guys know that as a rule. We are not going to appreciate the tone, the language used, the verbiage especially. We're gonna hate all of it. Haunted house idea. A poorly lit Walmart littered with people you haven't seen since high school. Ooh. I'm absolutely dying at the face President Biden makes when he sees Marjorie. Wasn't she also decked head to toe in MAGA merch? She was fully kitted, dude. I would have made the same face. Barack Obama has shame. He covers up his and balls so he doesn't get hurt. He knows he's a weak and fragile man. Donald Trump has confidence. He valiantly points his to the world. He doesn't fear getting hurt because he knows he is strong. Or they're just posing. And this is a dumb tweet. My wife died almost 7 years ago and I've done pretty well over the years. Tonight I made a really fantastic shrimp with linguine and wine sauce. I burst into tears halfway through the meal because I so wanted to share it with her. She would have loved it. Aww. Dude, that breaks my heart. Hey man, she was watching from upstairs and getting all the fumes, don't worry. Here's a picture of my Christmas tree. It's still in the shed. Because it's November. I mean, okay, dude, geez. We get it. Some of us just don't get in the spirit as quick as others, dude, all right. World's largest snake is shot dead by sick hunters in the Amazon rainforest, just a month after biologists discovered the 26-foot-long anaconda. Evergreen reminder of why indigenous communities and biologists hide cool shit from y'all motherfuckers, because then this happens. Water is like the oldest beverage ever and somehow has no nickname, and no one's ever like, sure, could go for a cup of that clear or whatever. Honestly, it's a huge oversight. I don't know if you would use cup of clear. I don't know. What would you give for a nickname for water? The safest password management system is just making a different, really long password for every new account, storing it nowhere, forgetting it completely, and then resetting your password every time you sign in. It's the frustration and confusion method. I think we can all agree that these are the worst social media apps. Facebook, Instagram, and you get the Threads right up there too. We're just including all of the meta properties. Inside washing machine, duvet cover, climb in, my brothers. Every single piece of clothing. We shall build a new life in the big sock. It's beautiful, really. I told someone I grew up in the Midwest and they were like, does that mean your family went to Olive Garden all the time? And it's like, no, we obviously didn't go to the Olive Garden all the time. We saved it for special occasions, dude. Where do you think I had my anniversary dinner for the last 10 years? And I get the same thing every time, dude. Frankly, offended by your question. Spellcasters are more powerful than marshals. I don't know, bro. She didn't grab your arm when the cave went dark. Counterspell that, nerd. Go to hell. I cast hurt feelings. How would this end? Real talk, you don't even get past Spider-Man. He's gonna fuck him up. Jean Grey would do unspeakable things to Homelander's fragile mind. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Question: why is Donald Trump suddenly selling $60 Bibles? Answer: it enables churches to funnel money to him without violating the U.S. law ban on political campaigning by churches. It's a form of money laundering, in other words. Oh, fun. I hate it. Mugger points gun. Your money or your life, kid. Me? Sure thing. Hands him my ID. He got 2 kids that didn't actually understand the Matrix. No, I mean, already running away. You're late for Steph's recital. Feels good, dude. He tried to mug you, but instead he's become you. I'm a Minneapolis-based pilot for Delta Airlines. Tell me what a typical work week is like for you as a stewardess. Can't imagine it would be anything good. Typical work week for a stewardess? Sure. Starts with flying the plane and occasionally reminding folks that pilot isn't a rank you can earn with frequent flyer miles. I'm actually really quite stupid once you get to know me. Like dumb as a rock, really. Like can't learn nothing. Like don't even know my ABC's kind of stupid, but I'm charming. And I got a whimsy about me that likes to, makes you keep me around. A billionaire minimum tax of just 25% would raise $440 billion over the next 10 years. Imagine what we could do if we just made billionaires pay their taxes like everyone else. Boom. Taylor Swift just posted on Instagram for her 280 million followers saying, I want to remind you guys to vote the people who represent you into power. If you haven't already, make a plan to vote today. Republicans can't stop Taylor Swift. This is why we'll win. Listen, man, I do think you should register to vote, and I do think you should vote for people who represent you the most. I think that's a fair statement. I really like that take. That's a good one. Dude at the airport bar, what do you do? Me? I'm a writer, and I teach creative writing. Dude, creative writing? Like in cursive? Maybe if I'm feeling up to it sometimes. The movie WALL-E is technically live action. The humans just look like that. I hate that a lot. I hate that so much, actually. I didn't even remember that from WALL-E. Dude, why you gotta make me feel gross about the humans in WALL-E? Ugh. Jim Cramer says Boeing will run out of money if it's not saved. Well, maybe Boeing should have thought of that before having all that avocado toast. You will never guess who just won another club championship today. And I gotta tell you, probably the biggest championship win ever. Dude, I love being the guy who still wears shorts in winter. Laugh all you want. I save 50% on pants. There he goes, old thermos legs. Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm too rich and my legs are too warm. My too bad. My swag is too tough. You try to kill me if you won't freeze to death first. I shit you not, a woman is watching Shrek next to me on the tube loudly from her phone, and I looked over at it and she turned her phone so I could also watch Shrek. And that's what friends are for. If throwing Donald Trump in prison starts a second civil war, we'll just have to win that one too. I mean, yeah, we saw the last one, right? Had the most terrifying Uber of my life last night. Lady was clearly not taking her meds, kept talking about lizard people and fallen demons coming out of rocks to kill people. She would also signal the opposite direction whenever merging because she didn't want to be followed. Anyway, I rated her 5 stars because I don't want her coming back.
What number are you? Well, I'm a number 1 personally, and I'm sorry to encourage any sort of body dysmorphia, but if you're a 3, E.T., go home.
No, don't go home. I'm sorry. Come back. I'm sorry.
When the moon hits your knees and you mispronounce trees, sycamore. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. 2009 meme. Cat eating hamburger. Captioned, "Hi guys." 2018 meme. Skeleton pointing at a whiteboard with "Socialism is praxis" written on it. 2023 meme. Picture of realistic Homer Simpson. Captioned,
"We're gonna put you in the cube."
Not only do they make less and less sense as the years go on, but the rate at which they do is growing exponentially, and I am very concerned at how the internet is going to be when I am in my 50s. It's a common mistake, but Frankenstein was actually the author. Charles Dickens, The Great Expectations, Mark Twain, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and Frankenstein's Mary Shelley. Yes, the monster who is a woman because women are scary and we don't understand them. Kind of weird to mix up the art and the artist like that though. Like, who does that? That's like mistaking Chris Evans for who he really is, Steve Rogers. Hey artists, what does your family think about your art? My dad saw my skill in art and said I should go into NFTs, and I said no, those are scams. And he said, I know, I want you to scam people.
Because at your skill level, you already are. Hi-yo! Up top, come on, high five me, stop crying.
I wish I could take my brain out and blow on it to make it work again like a Nintendo 64 cartridge. Yeah, you go ahead and take out the central system of your body's functionality. See how that works. You want to know how old you really feel? Stop drinking caffeine and taking ibuprofen and just wait. Sir, I think that's just called experiencing withdrawals from drugs. It's in a woman's best interest to be cooperative and more serving once she reaches 40 if she wants to continue to be a factor in the dating market. even as a wife. Dude grew up listening to the unhappy ramblings of his single mother and thinks that's how all women over 40 are like. Try to equally disrespect as much women all you like, sir. Daddy's still not going to recognize you. After Elon offers a 1 million Dogecoin bounty to anyone able to prove his family had an emerald mine fortune, his dad comes out and says, can I get in on that? Because I totally have proof of it. What the hell? What is that stupid? There's the tweet. There's the article. A day later? Elon Musk's dad disputes his son's claim that their money didn't come from an emerald mine. Apparently, all the kids know about it. My daughter has 3 or 4 emerald pendants, adding, Elon saw them, the emeralds, at our house. He knew I was selling them. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was heralded as like the genius of our time, wasn't he? At some point? How? What happened? Meanwhile, and what the hell is going on in the grocery stores of America?
I am the horniest person in this Walgreens. But wait, what is this? A challenger? I accept your challenge.
Oh, hello, dear.
Mom?
Little bit about me. I once saw Brad Pitt at a bar back in the late 90s. He was smoking, so I walked up and asked for a light. He handed me his lighter, but I didn't have a cigarette, so I just flicked on the lighter and said, "Oh, cool, it works," and gave it back and walked away.
That is certainly a way to leave an impression. Not a good one, but an impression nonetheless. I know it's smart marketing for email subjects to be personal things like, "We need to talk," but I am so tired of seeing emails from a name I don't recognize in my inbox, so I open it up and it's the new CEO of a leggings company letting me know her plans for our future together. If you want, I can send a pitch for my brand of leggings, so you can have a familiar face.
I appreciate that. Very thoughtful.
Unfortunately, they are not broke, so it's a very niche market.
If a person who had plastic surgery dies, do y'all think the ghost body keeps the Brazilian butt lift?
Well, the ghost is merely the spirit of the body, so I guess in a way, if that person spiritually believes that they are in fact someone with a big ass booty, then yeah, that ghost's gonna have a big juicy booty. Canada has such profoundly ineffective mainstream news media. An absolute disgrace.
Our country's doing too decently well compared to the rest of the world. We need some controversy so people read us again. How can we incite a bit of panic?
Why Canada's leader is closest West gets to a dictator. Yeah, he's evil because he's doing some things we don't like. Surely that's akin to breaking everyone's human rights. Also, a depressed woman was saved from a maid thanks to drugs. Drugs, sponsored by the big pharma company who pays for us.
They call them knockers, but I never see them knock. Does that make the nipples doorbells? I don't know. We'll have to ask an expert on women's anatomy for this. Males?
Yeah.
There's the doorbells. Need a laugh? Missouri set up a hotline for snitching on trans people, and it was so overrun with pranksters clogging it with fake reports and random bullshit that they just had to shut it the frick down. It's very nice and comforting to see that such tactics that would have worked back in like the 50s or 70s even doesn't really work today. Okay, was there a story behind this Tim of Legend at the end of the Star Wars pod racer game? Tim Schafer, credited for never actively trying to sabotage the project. Damn, slap that on a resume. Oh look, Tim has responded. The pod racing team sat right next to the Grim team at LucasArts. Once, hanging out in their office, I asked, "What credit are you gonna give me on pod racer?" "Why would we give you credit? You didn't do anything to help make this project." I said, "True, but on the other hand, I did nothing to hurt it." They just couldn't shake the logic, I guess.
Favorite film scene featuring a horse? Please think.
I reckon we might be running out of quote tweet prompts. Watch the movie Jesus Camp on Hulu and then tell me how LGBTQ people are the ones being labeled groomers. It's one of the scariest documentaries I've ever seen. You want to protect the children? Start by keeping them away from organized religion. Exactly. But don't worry, you can still find a way to practice your faith. Join my religion, the disorganized religion of procrastination. We meet every Wednesday. We meet a day at some point. Just now, walking down the street eating a banana, I spotted a woman at a bus stop also eating a banana. To her horror and mine, I was physically unable to stop myself raising my banana to her in a sort of banana toast. She looked very confused, then, adorably, bobbed her banana back.
Nah, you gotta show that you're an alpha out there in the world, okay? Next time you're mutually eating a banana with someone, you stare them down and swallow your entire banana with one bite. Establish your dominance by just... Oh my god. Are you okay? I'm the alpha. And now for what is, sadly, another instance of something that went viral where the person who was outed was actually not in the wrong. There's a twist in the viral city bike confrontation that saw a New York City healthcare worker get into a heated argument with a group of young black men. Her lawyer said she did pay for the bike and she has the receipts to prove it. To summarize, they were approaching her as she took this out of the lock. They pushed it back in so it would lock again and therefore cancel her hire, and cue the viral video accusing her of trying to steal from these men. I mean, look, maybe they genuinely misinterpreted the situation and actually thought it was their bike. Maybe the app screwed up and double booked. Either way, a local therapist thanks these young men for helping them gain a new client. Humans doing the hard jobs on minimum wage while the robots write poetry and paint is not the future I wanted. LSU Library. Oh, that university must be struggling with their funds. Oh, look at the football locker room. Oh, wow, that's equally decrepit, isn't it? Meanwhile, in Are You Even Surprised It's in Florida, Florida couple delivering Instacart groceries shot at after driving to wrong address. The couple said police told them there would be no repercussions for the shooter because no Florida laws were broken. America? What? It's not illegal to shoot at someone? Just straight up. Okay. I mean, the car damage is there. That's their property damaged because of someone shooting it. But no, that's fine. Go carry on, I guess. Hey, nice man bun. It freaking sucks, you hipster a-hole. He turns around and reveals he is a samurai from the Tokugawa Shogunate. Yeah.
Oh, frick! Oh, gaslight me, daddy.
These entitled millennials are cheering for a housing market crash. Millennials are actually cheering for a housing market crash on Twitter so they can afford a home. It seems the very image of entitlement.
Remember, young people, when older people are responsible for the world itself, as well as the economy and the market of such, it's your fault if it ever goes wrong. Taylor Swift was paid by boomers to sing that she's the problem. I have seen no more convincing arguments in favor of no-fault divorce than the comments of men who are angry that their wives are allowed to divorce them. The sad thing is, you just know that these men, they don't know how else to say, I am scared of being alone. I am scared to lose my partner. I fear I am inadequate and not enough. But hey, God forbid being open and honest about your insecurities to your partner, because doing so will make you actually have to work on them.
Ew!
I was just fired from a $400,000 a year job for standing up for women and white people. Oh, thanks, man, but I've already got 2 legs. I'm good. I don't need you to do that. My full story will be coming out soon. And what will that story be? Well, it seems it will omit this. Bro.
I will whoop the schnitzel out of a man wearing a dress and not feel bad.
Oh, you just know he's going to blame trans people for this. You know, his own actions. Just a reminder that Japan has mentally ill people, video games, porn, only 1.5% of the population being, whatever that is, trans people, violent movies, a population of 125.7 million, 2 people killed by guns all of last year, 0 mass shootings. So I'm sorry, but yes, it's the guns. The guns are what cause the mass shootings.
Why do feminists despise beautiful women?
So true, bestie. All feminists are ugly and they all are single with 5 cats. It is great mockery because screw these kind of pathetic boys, but I'm perplexed as to what the point of the selfies are. Like, I can agree to your beauty all we want, but I'm equally just another subjective perception as to the standards of beauty. Neither of us are proving him wrong, because if anything, we're just validating that there are different perceptions as to what is beautiful. Oh yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense then, why this is on the internet. A debate that ultimately makes no progress or difference in the world, and purely exists for us to practice doing the thing we all resort to on the internet when we're bored, becoming masters of debating. There's nothing wrong with liking Eve 6 music. We certainly appreciate it when people do, but we shouldn't be your favorite band. If we're your favorite band, something is wrong. To be honest, if we're in your top 30, I'm a little worried about you.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. Closing Time was a banger.
Means a lot, thank you. It's so weird to see an old band like push away their nostalgic fan base.
Okay guys, you need to move on. Go listen to Harry Styles or something. Men's pants. Your waist is 30 inches. Therefore, you are a size 30. Women's pants. Your waist is bad inches. You have wide hips, a small butt, short legs, a prehensile tail, and we don't like your face. Therefore, you are a size
Whatever the frick we want, but only at this store.
I will just say as a man, that is a complete lie. I have a sizable booty and men's clothes are not designed for it. It's a betting game of when the seams on my hips begin to split apart. Quaker's 35% less sugar oatmeal doesn't actually have any less sugar. It just contains 35% less oatmeal per packet. You'll never guess how much it costs. Here's a hint. Exactly the same as the regular version. The trick is to make everything else in bold text so they can't notice it. I hate that some of my favorite 90s bands became filthy communists. Cry about it.
Nazi lives don't matter. Sorry, folks, my guitar's not working, so I'm just gonna use my voice.
Democrats are nanny-state authoritarians. Personally, I don't smoke cigarettes, but if you choose to do so, it's your damn choice. Uh-oh, a simpleton got themselves caught in the trap of wanting to do something out of the pure freedom of their own choice. It's lured their apex predator, someone with a brain. That's a great argument. Now do uteruses. Self, I says to myself, why is the cat so chill 10 minutes before feeding time? And why indeed? Oh my god, that's a lot of butter. Oh no, that's more than even a human would feel comfortable eating. Hey, did you know that if you're an obligate carnivore and you eat 6 tablespoons of butter, it will be instantly recognizable as such when somebody has to clean up the aftermath later? Just posted by a meteorologist, a gun nut who covers our area. This is scary. A child just rang my doorbell. Folks, you do not ring doorbells in 2023. My 6 was loaded. Keep your kids away. Chris, so you're willing to shoot someone just because they rang your doorbell? Stand your ground isn't meant for that, and the way you're nearly threatening anyone, specifically kids, is disgusting, and why some people shouldn't have guns. Counterpoint. I'm not freaking around. Great defense there, mate. Spanish language social media has exploded with Latino truck drivers calling for a boycott and refusing to take shipments into Florida. Things are about to get interesting. Man, that and the looming debt crisis coming to America in June. Ooh, wait, what a wonderful 2023 we're about to experience. Why do Fortnite leak accounts tweet like they've never seen any media ever? We might get a droid skin tonight or soon, based on Fortnite's latest possible teaser, Roger Roger, which is apparently a Star Wars reference.
Oh, really? Oh, it appears there is a file in the game titled Walter White, which, according to my sources, is apparently a reference to Breaking Bad?
Oh, never mind. It's just a skin of the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, wow. I didn't know that when Steven Crowder got breast augmentation surgery to look more masculine, he lied to all his social media followers and told them he had a heart procedure for sympathy points. What a freaking do-canoe. Now, guys, let's not mock this man. Steve sees himself as an alpha male. Unfortunately, he was physically born with a sunken chest. But thanks to gender-affirming surgery of today, he was able to look like the masculine man he truly felt he really was, despite not being born that way. And there is nothing ironic or hypocritical about him specifically pursuing this. No! Guys, we gotta stop posting this. This image right here that this man doesn't want posted, you gotta stop it, okay? Share this around so everyone knows not to post this. Just because he dated you for 5 years, it doesn't mean he will marry you. My friend studied law for 5 years. Now he is a YouTuber. Hey, as a YouTuber myself, I'll have you know it is very valid for you to be disappointed in your friend. My girlfriend said, the message from Shrek is undercut because Shrek is still pretty attractive. Like 20 hours ago, and it only now just clicked that that is an absolutely freaking insane take. I think you're just insulted by the reality that unless your partner isn't attracted to you, she thinks you look like Shrek. On the bright side, if you ever bought those giant Hulk gloves, your girlfriend might find it hot. Meanwhile, on the Twitter profile, NFT Bros Taking W's, what's their pinned tweet from 2021? Any day now. And how's it going based on their bio? It's taking way too long. I'm so glad I was too poor to jump on this train. Churches that meddle in politics can pay taxes too. Agree? Well, obviously not, because as it says in the Declaration of Independence and in the Bible, shut up. Presenting an app-free way to use Uber.
For anyone who wants a ride and prefers to talk to someone on the phone, we're introducing a convenient new calling service to help them get where they need to go. Now your loved ones can call this number to request a ride on demand. This has got to be for the elderly. Wow, Uber has discovered calling for a taxi. At this point, innovation is all but gone from these companies. Villains be like,
I am a god.
Then just be having like advanced telekinesis? What's godlike about that? Turn a dude inside out or switch my frontal lobe with my lung or something, come on. I was on a dating app and a guy jokingly wrote, "What should we name our first child?" as his intro message, and I had to tell him that in 5th grade I lost a bet to my best friend Hannah and have to, without question, name my firstborn child Megatron, and then the man unmatched me. The 4 Billy Joel song categories. You think you're better than me? Look at this a-hole, these a-holes. Things used to be better. Here's some advice, moron! It doesn't make any sense. His songs are so sweet. Hate restaurants that make you say Schmidt like, yeah, can I have a big wet daddy burger, please? Thanks. The US birth rate has fallen by 20% since 2007. This decline cannot be explained by demographic, economic, or policy changes. I'll look a possible valid explanation. In 2007, there was a colossal market crash and corporations recovered by absorbing large amounts of wealth, and now that people can barely afford to live, they can't afford kids. The whole 1% owning 99% of the wealth is kinda backfiring. You need workers more than they need you. President Trump is America's Moses. He is leading his people out of slavery and into the promised land. As Reverend, I can confirm this. Bro, you have alpha male in your profile. How? You both do? Oh god, I thought they were the same person. Oh no. I don't understand this. You're males. You're allegedly the more smarter gender, the more one who uses their brain. But you still legitimately use the term alpha as if you're in a wolf pack, even though that very scientific notion has been disproven by the very man who first coined it. It's just like, what do you do with these people, you know? Is this Bud Light billboard real? If so, they're begging to lose another $6 billion in market share. I know this is just another fresh, new, cheap tactic for a business to try and gain customers. Like, they couldn't care less what they're really supporting. They just want to get their money from it. But damn, if it isn't satisfying to see people who are literally always calling others crybabies and snowflakes be the very thing they despise. Sisyphus on the phone with his parents. Yeah, I'm actually making a ton of progress with the boulder. No, there's not really like promotions. No, yeah, I can definitely ask. TV is such a powerful medium. The phrase moderate to severe plaque psoriasis has been rattling around in my head since I was like 4. I've never even come across this term. What the hell is that? Hello, literal mountain St. Helens. What are you on about today? 43 years ago, I blew my load. What can I say? I last longer? My god, inanimate objects Twitter beef. After leaving work after 11 p.m. and driving the 7 blocks to my home, I see no fewer than 6 individual men out walking alone in the dark. Not a care in the world. I wonder what that's like. I can't speak for all dudes, but I can say it's scary. I don't think I've ever gone home alone at night without swaying my shoulders and puffing my chest out to look intimidating like I'm gonna stab someone just in hopes that no one does it to me. Of course, just basic facts. Women have it worse. That's absolute. But I also had a male friend in high school who was attacked and thrown off a bridge. He survived, but yeah. Less risky for men? Yes. Safe? No. What radicalized you? This must be a lot of stories of people having twisted education from their parents or bad terrorist propaganda that convinced them to go overseas and fight. When I was 11, my mom would let our neighbor use water from our house because his utilities were shut off. He was elderly and living off Social Security. Apparently, this is illegal, and the cops came to shut off our water as well. It cost us $400 to turn our water back on. You know, I don't think anyone needs to make anti-American propaganda. It seems half the time America does it themselves. Just walked in on my boyfriend singing a lullaby to our daughter while putting her to sleep. The lullaby was Buy You a Drank by T-Pain. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink.
Oh my god!
Police, hands up!
What was that?
He's soliciting minors into drinking alcohol!
What?
Arrest him!
No!
Holy funking schnitzel. Tucker Carlson was just offered a job on Russian state TV. It sounds like something from The Onion, but I schmidt you not, it's true. Man, I'm gonna need like a verified source on this. I'm thinking maybe tomato? Yeah, tomato sauce on Nutella sandwich. Yeah, I'm not giving up on my nut sauce sandwich propaganda.
Math teacher says, some. Me.
Michael, are you constipated?
Bonnie once told me. Oh, man, thank you. Me. The kids haven't eaten their sandwiches. Wife. Okay, just throw them out. Later. Me. Helping the kids pack a suitcase.
Look, I'm just as surprised as you are. Oh, don't cry. You've only got a certain amount of tissues in here. I ain't giving you much.
I love this silly little site. Where else can you see this conversation with these accounts? Derek Guy.
Every life hack I see here now is just how to do a normal, simple thing harder. Like,
an easy way to take off a sweater is to set it on fire. Hello, U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission here. Please do not set clothes you're wearing on fire.
Hello, I'm a cat. Always with the best advice. Thank you, You really know how to hack my life.
That's just it from the Buccaneers.
One of Louisiana's few doctors specializing in pediatric heart conditions is leaving the state after the legislature passed a variety of bills aimed at restricting rights for LGBTQ people. What's weird is that description makes it sound like this is just their like political position about it all, but no, they're literally gay themselves. Like, okay, you want to restrict my rights? Bye-bye. I'm not giving you my literal skills that are in high demand. But what's this? Eric! Oh no! Eric Infotech! His rebuttals, they're always so powerful and effective!
take cover, LGBTQ people. He's about to attack you with facts and logic. Oh!
Okay, so...
Oh, he's right. You could just train another pediatric heart person anyway. They could, just the 2 weeks of training, it's done, it's resolved.
And here we see a comparison of Nixon's dog Checker's grave. Literally still gets flowers to this day. Incredible. Especially considering the fact the Nixons aren't exactly around anymore. Now compare this to Trump's first wife, Ivana. Her grave. Now look, to be fair, they did divorce in 1990. But I mean, she still is the biological mother of his 3 children. I don't know. Look, maybe she was a terrible mother. Maybe this is justified. But you'd think he'd instill some responsibility onto the kids at least to be like, hey, take care of your mother's grave?
This just in from the r/conservative. New study finds 0 Amish children diagnosed with cancer, diabetes, or autism.
Diagnosed is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I thought the Amish don't, they avoid any sort of advanced technology and stuff. Like, what do they do? That they what do they... Seriously, how do you check for these things without the science of medical technology?
Well, that kid's hair isn't falling out, and they're not dead, so definitely that's not cancer. They're good, yep.
Oh my god, this is some news. To really punch into the gut of Elon's dream, Microsoft owns the trademark for X. This is just too good. Please, Microsoft, please make it cost as much as Twitter was to, purchase this. There is some true schadenfreude going on with anyone's relationship to Elon right now. This just in, they seriously are thinking about this while in the middle of a failing war on their part. Russia is floating a plan to build a village for conservative Americans who want to move to a Christian country and are tired of liberal ideology in the US.
I'm going to start a fund to help pay for this.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of liberals themselves who would actually be willing to pay for this too. I'm buying pork chops for everyone. Trump says I'm buying pork chops for everyone, then walks away without paying. Whoa, he's good. He knows just how to get the people to vote for him. When my family was on vacation in Japan, my husband ended up needing to visit the ER. The staff at the Japanese hospital was deeply concerned that we didn't have Japanese health insurance to cover the costs. Oh, if you're an American reading this bit, you're going, this is gonna depress you. So the total ER visit, including a medical test and medication, was $210.98. That is without any health insurance at all. Please do not ever tell me that healthcare costs in the United States are remotely reasonable. We have the most screwed up healthcare system in the world, basically. Honestly, if I ever went to America, I wouldn't leave my hotel. I don't want to risk getting any sort of paper cut that could cost me $50,000. Our HP printer hasn't been working for a month, and every manner of troubleshooting, resets, changing ink cartridges didn't seem to work. After calling HP, they said the debit card on file had expired. So they manually disabled our printer? They can do that? Why is that? Why do they need to be able to do that? In unrelated news, I'm now radicalized. Yeah, I'm radicalized by third person. Wow. The White House has announced they are putting Biden's name on hundreds of thousands of infrastructure project signs after Republicans started taking credit for projects they voted against. Oh, that's a good tactic. I understand now why they usually shove their names on these things. It's not so much for clout, it's just to be like, hey, this is me. This is my doing, not the other team. Lebanon is set to ban the #Barbie movie for promoting homosexuality. No one is gay in the movie. That man in pink is literally obsessed with Barbie. The mental gymnastics regarding homophobia. It's just,
man is in pink, therefore he must be gay.
You, Eric Swallows reportedly called McCarthy a kitty cat on the House floor for being controlled by extreme MAGA. McCarthy responded, call me a putty again and I'll kick your ass. Swallows well responded, you are a putty. And McCarthy did nothing. I have no idea who is who, so I'm just going to trust the editor's zooming in skills when I go, yeah, nice job, you. I swear to God, if you just zoomed into the middle white line. Front row of a Trump rally, what do you see? I see a lot of fans of a popular Lindsay Lohan teen movie. I'm fairly confident that none of these people have their natural hair color right now. Elob is incomprehensibly stupid, and I thank him for so publicly disproving meritocracy. Why the remarks? Well, in 2000, Elon Musk tried to rebrand PayPal as X.com, but was forced out by the board and replaced as CEO by Peter Thiel. Now he's doing the same to Twitter, but is surrounded by sycophants who can't tell him it's a bad idea. So we have PayPal to blame for this story arc of Elon's. Curse you, PayPal, for ruining Twitter. Actually, you know what? Actually, thank you, PayPal, for ruining Twitter. Breaking! New reports show that CIA agents were killed, captured, or compromised because Hunter Biden sold their names to our enemies. Damn, that explains why everyone's after him and his laptop. Now that I got Republicans' attention, that was actually Donald Trump.
Oh, fiery mob and pitchfork guys, where are you all going? Come back!
You know, I was kind of curious if this was a true photo or not, and turned out this other post just really cements it. Ivana Trump's cheap, tacky grave a year ago, and now. It's not enough to sling your dead wife's corpse under a golf course. You can't even bother to maintain the burial site by mowing the grass and stopping dogs from peeing on it. What a horrible, disrespectful family. Mitch McConnell inexplicably freezes during press conference, is quickly escorted away. Ah man, being governed by an oligarchy of hospice patients rules! Yeah, it's getting to a real point where it's kind of just pathetic and sad to see their desperate attempts to keep the control of their status quo. Wow, this singer. This is incredible, haunting, an anthem for the common man in America, the one striving against the rich men north of Richmond. It's the ballad of solid men who wanted to be left alone, but when pushed, will fight for the old ways and true loves. Let's have a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Amazon Basics Marcus Mumford here, scapegoating rich men north of Richmond when the hard-right governor of Virginia, this guy William Wolf, is literally a Patagonia fleece-sporting private equity dude from Great Falls. Man, I know there's an actor strike going on still, but honestly, these politicians could easily take some roles. They've got the acting chops down pat. But enough criticizing people and their political beliefs. Let's criticize people by how they act based on an organ on their body. You know, the one that makes them think stuff. The skin, obviously. The whites are at it again. Oh, I freaking know, right? I hate white people. He talked about electric cars. I don't know anything about cars, so when people said he was a genius, I figured he must be a genius. Then he talked about rockets. I don't know anything about rockets, so when people said he was a genius, I figured he must be a genius. Now he talks about software. I happen to know a lot about software, and Elon Musk is saying the stupidest stuff I've heard anyone say. So when people say he's a genius, I figure I should stay the hell away from his cars and rockets. This is a great example as to how businesses can influence themselves in the stock market, but then you get places like Dr. Pepper who are making things that aren't meant to be made as Dr. Pepper versions, and somehow they're doing okay still. What the hell? World, why are you whack like this? What's betrayal? I know betrayal. It's when you carry your pet to your room and it walks out. Why people... seriously? Really? Why people love saying, "I've been coming here for _years. Hey, Pauline, a quick question. I've or I'm, two totally different meanings, you know? Oops, I didn't even notice my typo. Yeah, I think you were too busy trying to type white people into a new trendy way. White people, it sounds like something you'd say to a baby to tell it to wipe its bottom. Remember to wipe it, poo. Past a bunch of high school kids. What? A cheerleader's holding a sign, car wash, no vehicles with Trump stickers allowed. They're scoring big. There's a line of about 35 cars. Oh, that's gonna take them ages. Kinder to 5 supplemental book opt-out form. Basically permitting your child to be exempt from having to read materials that might be, something that clashes with religious beliefs, or in the case this is actually used for, parents to feel like their ideologies get to stay in this world and they can hammer it into their child without feeling like they maybe are not really that perfect themselves. So what's this typical Karen of a mother demanding their child be exempt from? My child is not allowed to see or be exposed to any PragerU materials at all? Thank you? Yeah, so I think it's in Florida maybe? But a bunch of schools have banned like a lot of psychology learning, and instead they're making their students learn through PragerU, which to compare, it's like spending thousands in school fees to send your child to a YouTube channel that is like a man only getting his life advice from some sort of alpha male sort of thing where they're, every 3 minutes they're trying to sell you their sponsorship deal, which is their own company. It's that kind of thing. It's wow, America. I took 1-star reviews of Barbie from Furious Men on Letterboxd and put them on the posters because it makes the film seem cooler. Oh, this is beautiful.
An alienating, dangerous, and perverse film.
Barbie.
The feminist agenda will kill us all.
Barbie.
They won't be happy until we are all gay.
Barbie.
A pink trip that feels like being slapped by lots of
confusingly attractive people. Did this person have a slight bi-curious moment? Insurance companies quietly abandoning everyone should be sending 5 alarm fire bells. Man, X is really just a cesspit of positivity these days, isn't it? Quick shout out to the good people at Universal Pictures for trimming the trees that gave our picket line shade right before a 90+ degree week. Man, top props to everyone who's going on out of their way to unionize. I don't know if anyone's seen that show Superstore, basically Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but set in the Walmart sort of universe. I'll be honest, it had funny moments, but 90% of the time, I was just getting depressed by how terrible the conditions were. So when I heard about Universal Pictures doing this to the trees, what a coincidence. It happened to be the time of the year that we trim these trees. Not surprised at all. Would not be surprised if they suddenly start dumping all their trash along the area too. Latest from Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro destroys Barbie movie for 43 minutes. Ben Shapiro just uploaded a 43-minute YouTube video about whining over a movie about Barbie dolls. Oh man, I am so glad this movie is so successful. It's really fun to watch. Hey everyone, this Tennessee congressman met his wife when she was still in high school and married her just a few years later when she was 21 and he was 45. Oh no, Republicans, the hebephile is coming from inside the house. You know what? Using the word coming in this context is really gross and I apologize. And there it is. Just a comment from a Trump supporter.
I think what most liberals are missing is that this isn't about right and wrong. It's about winning and losing. I've attached my entire worldview to this man and I am going down with the ship. Not one of you is going to convince me otherwise.
What a lovely reminder that men definitely never can be as emotional and erratic as women can be sometimes. Yep. Men are purely only logical thinkers, as we see here. Purely a logical thought process went into this comment. When I was, 5 or 6 or something, I thought I was insane because it was clear that other people, their minds weren't exploding with ideas all the time. A quote from Elon Musk, quoted from Musk University. Hi, Elon Musk here. Wow, I noticed you're talking about me. Yeah, There's a downside to this. My internal mental torture is high. Oh my freaking god. He's the one who started the r/I am very smart subreddit. He is the original.
Latest from Fox News, Barbie film forgets core audience in favor of trans agenda and gender themes. Christian movie site warns. Transgender star Hari Neff is featured in Barbie and said the movie encourages living your life and being in your body your way on your own terms. The autonomy is disgusting. Don't do what you want. You are not a pirate. You are not free.
I'm already going to watch Barbie. You can stop hyping it up.
Try groping my wife in front of me in a small hello, someone else's wife.
Oh. I'm sorry that Mitch McConnell appears to have suffered a medical incident. He'll have the best health care that taxpayers' money can buy and return to work to abolish Medicare and Social Security for the rest of us. The irony. The Kids Online Safety Act imposes an amorphous duty of care that would compromise anonymous speech and restrict access to constitutionally protected content. Coursera's big government overreach and what should be decisions made by parents, not politicians and bureaucrats, about their kids' activities online. The direct and indirect costs of these types of Big Brother policies will be dire. I swear they are trying to pass a new bill like this every single, 5 years. I mean, am I insane? Or I swear this is the same issue that's been brought up multiple times in the past. This quote from the New York Times review of the Oppenheimer film. He served as a director of a clandestine weapons lab built in a near desolate stretch of Los Alamos in New Mexico. So it was actually inhabited by Hispanos. They were given less than 24 hours to leave. Their farms were bulldozed. Many of those families had been on the same land for centuries. The Oppenheimer's crew literally shot all their livestock through the head and bulldozed them. People fled on foot with nowhere to go. Land rich, money poor, their land seized by the government. Can't wait for the Oppenheimer buzz to die. The bombs those men built, they dropped in on New Mexico to test it. On my mother. She was 18 months old, in the fallout zone. Of the 21 girls in her high school class, 17 had leukemia. Tell that story, Hollywood. Damn, Alyssa, you should take that valid shade to the actors and writers strike because they could use it.
Trying liberal foods. Whoa, this was a bad idea. I have to wear sunglasses indoors. That or because I don't want people to know my identity, even though my name is literally my YouTube channel. But I mean, it's got to be one of those two things because, for God, it can't be because I think I actually look cool like this.
Oh no, he probably thinks he looks cool like that.
Hey yo, pass the pronoun chips. My gay blood sugar levels are low.
While my father loves almost all his supporters, almost? Okay. Please do not come to Mar-a-Lago to support President Trump. We have many important people coming through the club and need to keep it clean. Could have mentioned, concerns for safety and, huge crowd developing, but no, it's all about cleanliness. AKA,
Don't come here, you dirty freaking hillbillies.
Winner of $1.28 billion lottery gets $433.7 million after tax. Oh, so we do know how to tax billionaires then. I will say in the defense of this is someone getting $1 billion straight away, not $1 billion over the case of a year and, different little transactions here and there. So there's, that to factor in, but still valid point, still agreed, tax the billionaires. Not to be a drooling socialist cuck, but if a full day's labor can't purchase 3 square meals, 24 hours worth of rent and utilities, a fraction of a month's clothing budget, and a reasonable portion to be saved for when you can no longer comfortably work, what the frick are we doing stuff for? Honestly, after reading all these, I think all we're doing now is just lining the pockets up for psychologists, because a lot of us are going to need it. Rather than going back to the negotiating table to give a fair deal to writers, the studios are beginning to consider terminating some of their first look and overall deals with writers as soon as Tuesday. Well, if you ever wanted to start up an indie project, now is the perfect time. Charles Barkley, everybody! Hey, let me tell you something. All you rednecks or a-holes who don't want to drink Bud Light, frick y'all. Hey, y'all can't cancel me! Barkley said to a mixture of cheers and booing from the crowd. For those who don't know who this man is, he's apparently, according to Google, a television analysis on CBS Sports. So he's basically talking to a whole sports crowd right now. Hey, I ain't worried about getting canceled because let me tell you something. If y'all fire me and give me all that money, I'm gonna be playing golf every freaking day. So listen, as I said last night, if you're gay, God bless you. If you're trans, God bless you. And if you have a problem with them, frick you, Barkley concluded. To Moms for Liberty members in San Diego thought they could stop a library from displaying LGBTQ books during Pride Month, so they checked out every book and sent an email saying they would refuse to return them unless the library promised to permanently remove them. When the story ran in the local paper, not only did people replace the books, they donated $15,000 so more books could be purchased, and the city matched the amount. Now, the library has $30,000 more for more LGBTQ-themed books. Thanks, Moms for Liberty. People who refuse to download TikTok think they have a PhD in maturity. Excuse me, I'll have you know that it's more so because I'm too distracted by Instagram Reels anyway. So, I'm that kind of person who gets all the latest TikToks 3 weeks after they've already trended.
Bummed to learn that Dee Snider, the man with the perfect song written decades ago about the attack on traditional, conservative American values, We're Not Gonna Take It, is riding the train in the wrong direction. How could it be that he sang for us, but now fights for them?
Yeah, man, the gender-bendy guy in the makeup, feather boa, and perm was, squints, a hero of traditional values. What's frustrating is this is just one of like 50,000 examples of famous artists back in the day who all looked like this. They were all gender fluid in their features. These gender-bending facial features are only an issue now because you can't make fun and attack the gays as much anymore. Johnny Cash. My wife is black and I will shoot a cop on principle. Modern country musicians.
I'm so proud of living in a sundown town, I could suck off a Marine in my Ford truck.
Donald Trump swore in court yesterday he would not attempt to influence or intimidate witnesses, retaliate against anyone, or in any other way attempt to obstruct the administration of justice. Are you prepared to comply? The magistrate judge asked. Yes, Trump replied. Hey, what's this post on Truth Social?
If you go after me, I'm coming after you!
So, who sold Elon a pre-owned logo? Ooh, this musical artist is going to have a wonderful little cash out, aren't they? Goodbye, Republicans. Your damn days are numbered. 4 million 17-year-olds turn 18 before the November election. Man, honestly, just the population number alone is kind of a freaky thing for me, and not so much about the voting system. This just in from Citizen News. A black man who says he was elected mayor of a rural Alabama town, but has been kept from taking office by white leaders of the town, has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit. Wow, how fun. Don't you worry about reading To Kill a Mockingbird at school anymore, kids. Just go visit Alabama. Who needs to read anymore when you can just see?